Hey, welcome to the Honey and Harry Show. I'm Honey.
And I'm Harry.
And today I have my husband's family in. And this past week, well, I guess it was past weekend, we went to Aunt Donna's house and made fig cookies. We had such a good time. But today my guest is Aunt Donna and Angela. And they're going to tell us all about how to make the fig cookies, how it got started. Gosh, it started generations ago. I know they were just telling me that a few minutes ago. But it started with my husband's great
grandmother.
Two greats. Grandmother.
No, just one great.
Just one great.
Great grandmother.
And so, and I know his grandmother was Mama Lena. Right. And she originally had 3 sisters. So it was 4 of them together,
Yes, 4
right?
of them.
So that your grandmother has.
She had 4
No,
It was her and 3 others.
Yes.
her and 3 others.
Yes.
So she passed, right?
My grandmother was
Here-
Rosie.
Rosie.
And then there was Catherine, which we called Aunt Cat.
So here's
And
here's a
then
picture of Mama.
That's a picture of the 3 of them.
And tell us
other than-
which one is. And I know
So-
Mama Lena.
Okay, so next to her in the middle is, we called her Mimi.
Mimi.
But
Okay.
she was Marie. And then the other side is Aunt Cat. We called her Aunt Cat. Her name was
Okay.
Catherine. And
Okay.
then my grandmother Rosie's missing out of the picture.
Okay. So
yeah,
how
there
did
were 4
this
of 'em.
how did this get started? Who actually started it?
I actually don't know.
Mhm.
All I can remember as a little girl was my mama, my grandma, go and make fig cookies.
Mhm.
Children were not allowed to go.
Isn't that
And-
crazy?
Yeah, no kids. They come back. Remember the old Coke boxes, the little flats?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
that's what the cookies came home in.
No way.
And they shared with their family. So, some of the granddaughters, after they got old enough, were able to go help. But other than that, it was just them.
Well, I'm
They
so
were
yeah.
very-
That's crazy. They're so strict.
They were very strict. You had to be asked to be in. Donna, I don't know when you got asked to be in.
I think I just
Um,
jumped in.
You ju-
So Aunt Donna couldn't go because you were a daughter-in-law,
Right.
right. Yeah.
and they
I
were
mean-
and they were missing out.
Yeah.
They were missing
Well,
out
when
on
they
her.
first started making fig cookies, they didn't make very many.
No.
Oh, really?
They were you had to, they would go get them out of the closet because they would store them in the closet.
In the closet.
And they would go get them and put a few on a plate. And you didn't have many cookies, not like we have now, you know.
Oh yeah, because we gorge ourselves.
Yeah.
I've been eating my cookies anyways every
Right.
day. But
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's and also I think, was it you that told me? I know when we were making cookies, you were saying how they only use certain colors back then.
They had certain colors, yes. And the fig cookie had to be a certain size. And they had to be perfect. My
Mm.
great-grandmother watched over them, and they had to be perfect.
She was Mama
So-
Amanda.
Mama
Yeah.
Amanda. Okay.
Yeah.
And they had to be a
Be
certain
perfect.
size, a half moon shape with little snips in the top
Yeah.
of them.
I've seen them like that before.
Mhm,
My
yeah.
parents' friends, the Canatellas, they're Italian, and I've seen them, and they make them like
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
That's-
used to snip them at the top, but it takes.
it's
we
so
make-
long,
well,
but
we
they
make
don't
so
make.
many.
You make a
Yeah,
ton.
we make so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People always comment on my when I post. How like that's amazing how many y'all make.
A
Yeah.
lot.
It's a
But we had
lot.
a lot of help, too.
Oh, absolutely. So whose house was it origin? You don't know whose house it originally, or did they switch?
Well, I don't know if Mama Amanda made them with her family before. I
Okay,
have no clue.
because they were from
and-
Italy, right?
Yeah.
Generations before,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Straight
Yeah,
from
she
I
was
Italy.
a-
think there's a
she was a
Cannizaro.
Cannizaro.
There's a Cannizaro, Italy, I believe.
Oh wow!
And I don't know if
See,
that's
I
where
didn't
their
know that.
family came from.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they might not say it like that, but
Yeah.
it's it's spelled almost the same, I believe.
Okay, so that's where it originated from, and then
Yeah.
when they moved here,
Yeah.
like all
We
everybody,
figured, yeah.
everybody's an immigrant, pretty
well,
much.
We never asked when
never
when they were
asked if they
around. You never
made
asked
'em
where they
with her
came from.
sisters.
Yeah, well, what's so crazy when I saw the old pictures. I know Jill had given me the old pictures. I was looking at it, and Mama Lena's house isn't there anymore,
Mhm.
right? No, it's gone. And I was like, my gosh, they were having to put all those cookies in that little den, and
Mhm.
it was
They
crazy.
had tables in the living room. they had tables everywhere with cookies on them.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it wasn't a ton of cookies. And then she had five granddaughters.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my aunts, I don't remember her going. It was my mom, and three other cousins, and they got to go at some point. I was probably 20 or 21 when I got to go, but at that point, my great grandmother wasn't living anymore.
Oh no.
No, she wasn't living anymore. So
you never
I
got
didn't-
to make the cookies
no,
with your grandmother?
No, I got to make them with the four sisters, though, my four great aunts.
Oh, that's nice. Your great
Yeah.
aunts. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you weren't.
I
So
didn't
by
start-
then you should have been.
Well, I
think you
did,
was
but-
there.
But when they got older, they just couldn't do everything.
Yeah.
So I would go to Miss Lena's, which is my mother-in-law, and I would go and help her mix all the figs because that takes a few hours. You got to grind them, and everything, and mix them. And she would have them ready for the next day when they came to make fig cookies at her house.
Crazy. So, Dad, I think we have some pictures of the old. There's Mama Lena's house.
Yeah,
So,
and that's her. That's her in up in the right corner.
and can you say who were some of those? Is
Okay.
that? Are you in
I'm in at the bottom,
there? Okay.
in the back, in the gray shirt,
Okay.
and then there's my cousins. They're twins. In the front with the two red. Diana's on the right by me. Diane's on the other side, and then that's my mom, Teresa, in the back.
Okay.
And then at the top is Diana again, and my mom, and I think that's Tina. Is that Tina?
Yeah,
that's
it is Tina.
Yeah, that's Diana's daughter, Tina.
And Mama Lena.
And,
Mama and her. And that's all the cookies in her. That was her den, right? Or
yeah,
her living room,
yeah,
should
because
I say.
that's the sofa and everything.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
they used to
Mhm.
put the tables at. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
so it would
it.
be hard to make all the cookies like
And
y'all
you
do
didn't
now.
have-
Oh yeah, I
you
mean
couldn't
we
it
do them
there.
in my outdoor kitchen, so we have lots of room. It's nothing but
So
a big
yeah,
open
that
room.
was one of the questions that I was like, how in the world? Because like we go to your house now,
Right.
and it's unbelievable the oven that y'all use. But how did y'all cook all those?
It was hard. We have a convection oven now that we borrow from a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He brings it in and we use it, and it doesn't take very long to bake cookies. But we had an old oven from my mother-in-law's house. We'd set it up in the shed part, the oven in the shed and my oven in the kitchen. So we had 3 ovens going, and it would take forever to bake them.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
And
I mean,
sometimes we
There'd be
finish at 5
pans
o'clock.
After pans waiting to go in the oven.
Right.
well, okay. So I wanted to ask. So Mama Lena, of course, had the 6 boys,
Yeah.
right? So 6
Yeah.
boys. So did any of those daughter-in-laws, besides you, really get involved in doing?
Not really. I
Not-
mean, they all came once in a while.
Once in a while, but they
Yeah.
didn't take the like.
No.
So you
and I
would-
don't know why, they've all come and made them one year, but they haven't come back,
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
why. It's a
of
lot
work.
of
It
work.
is a lot of
It is a
work.
lot, and you
Yeah,
love
it
to
is.
cook. So
Yeah,
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 and you're a
I
good
do love
cook.
to cook.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you can think of that?
Go ahead.
No,
Go
no.
ahead.
Any like with the
They
sisters.
used to always cook a spaghetti.
Yeah.
And Lena, she had spaghetti. She had cauliflower with cheese was one of her favorite things. She
Really?
always had that. Oh yeah. And you may remember the rest of the stuff. Maybe
Well,
a pea salad they might have.
Yeah,
Or
because she
but yeah, they
she
cook-
liked all kind of.
yeah. And
Weird
still to
stuff.
today, Donna cooks
I
her
cook a spaghetti and meatball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and look, and I'm so appreciative that you do. I mean, like, I mean, I know my husband was so sad that he did not come, and he was wanting that spaghetti. I mean, yours.
He should have come.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. I mean, that's such a great tradition, though. You get to come out and be with family,
Yeah.
and I know for me, I've never experienced anything like that with family, so that
Yeah.
was it's really nice to cook with it's different, and with all the women.
Yeah.
There's such like a bonding that goes on, and
Very few men participate.
Yeah.
except for Uncle Nookie.
Well,
He's
he's
such
the
a-
oven. He's the oven man now.
He's the oven man.
He's the oven
He is
man.
the oven man.
Yeah.
And I mean, and like so my granddaughter got to meet your granddaughter.
Yeah.
And that would have
And that
never
was something
happened.
that would've
and
never-
like
no.
we get
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
meet you, and I love all that because
Yeah.
those are things that like I feel like nowadays all this is just going away.
It is.
And it's
Families don't get together like they
they
used to.
don't. And I know Jill back there, you're gonna have to like take your mom's place God forbid, just keep it going. You got to keep it. We got to keep it going
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's what's wrong with the world. I think
Right,
it's
right.
this,
The traditions, yeah.
the traditions are going away, and it's so interesting to hear about how the sisters all started that, and it was so strict, and the kids couldn't come, and I could see like if you're in a smaller space,
Well, they were. Now, when Mama Amanda did it at her house, it was a small house.
yeah, and
So you couldn't have many people because you needed table areas to put the cookies.
well, I think about my house. There's
Yeah.
no way we could do what we did
Yeah.
over there, and you have the best kitchen workspace to. I mean, it's not in your home; it's behind your house,
Right.
and it's amazing. But nobody has that
Yeah.
usually to do that, so you
Right.
can do so much. But yeah, so that's really cool. Is there
And
any?
before we started at Donna's, after Aunt Lena's house, we went to Jill's house.
Oh
So
yeah,
we did,
Jill.
yeah, we did
okay.
a few years at Jill's house
Okay.
before we went to Donna's.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when
yeah.
we built the kitchen, it just was such a,
It was a big help.
it was a
love
big
it.
area that you could,
Well,
everybody could spread out in it.
and I know Pearl and Lindsay and Peanut and all my kids, they're meeting their little cousins that they wouldn't have met normally because it's so hard to, again, everybody's so busy.
Yeah,
I mean, we need to stop all these kids' activities so much and let the kids just be kids and
Yeah.
play and do all
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pearl probably had the time of her life.
And they
that day.
are like great grandchildren.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And I
Yeah,
know
far
those
back.
grandmas are smiling,
Mhm.
smiling down.
and every one of them cooked the best spaghetti.
Oh, I mean,
Every
I
one of
know.
'em.
I know. I mean,
Every one.
and look, I cook a meatballs and spaghetti, and it's nothing like what you mean. It's good, but it's not like that, what I just ate this past weekend. It's so good. Well, is there anything else you can add for the old days you could think of? Nothing.
all I can remember is all them cookies.
All
them
those cookies.
and how much fun we had. It was all cousins and we miss everybody that's not here anymore.
Oh my
you know,
gosh, I know that has to be so
we-
hard.
Oh yeah. We miss them a lot.
I know.
I mean, when
Yeah.
Miss Lena, my mother-in-law, when she was in the nursing home, we would go get her
oh, okay.
to come and make cookies with us. Her and Aunt Cat was still alive then. She would come and we'd get both of them and they'd sit down at the table, and cut cookies and put them on pans and stuff. So
And they still boss us around, tell us
Yeah.
make sure these are too fat.
yeah,
these
they're
are
too fat.
Would they
or-
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
And
And
gosh.
so they learned from their mama, and she liked them just so. But
Yes.
ours aren't just so.
No, we make them straight. She used to have that little curl with the little snips. Well, this year, I don't know if you were there yet. I said, I'm going to play Mama Amanda this
Right.
year.
I heard
And
you
I'm
said
gonna
that.
be strict. So we're going to have them perfect cookies.
They're
And
not
it,
perfect.
it was so funny.
They
They
not
didn't all
perfect.
turn out perfect, but they still were beautiful.
Yeah, but you know what though?
would be proud of us.
They would be proud because you know what you were because they couldn't include all those people. They didn't have space, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And I don't think it was an ugly thing. I think it was just no
No.
space. But like, y'all welcome everyone. I remember. I mean, I even texted Jill. I was like, "Do you mind if my godchild comes?" From Mandeville. It's such a unique thing, and she said, "Of course." But she ended up not being able to come.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
just
see,
so
we had people this time that just wanted to come see us make cookies.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And
It's-
that's happened before
it's-
where somebody
no.
just wanted to come
Yeah.
watch us.
No, it's
'Cause
amazing.
They wanted to make their own.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
love. I mean, people see it on Facebook when I post. I'm like, yes, we did all
I
this.
did that.
Taking all that
Yeah.
credit, but it's such a cool thing. All right, well, thank you, Angela. Angela's gonna we're gonna have like a little intermission for a second because we have another guest. This is our first time doing a different guest. But thank you. Do you have anything else you would want to add?
I don't know.
I mean,
don't
you
think so.
added so
I think-
much.
Yeah.
I mean, I
yeah.
really
I'm
do.
sure there's a ton more.
And you think about it
But
later.
look, and
I'll
here's
think-
the
I'm
thing,
like,
I-
I should have said this or I should have said that, and
I just
yeah.
appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
You came all
You're
the
so
way over.
welcome.
No, and and educating us so much, and it's really cool. Like all this family history. So not everybody has family history like this.
Right.
They just
Right.
don't. It's special. It's really special.
It is.
And I feel like even though it's Troy's family, I feel like y'all are my family. I mean, it's been
You've been in there a long time.
I've
I mean,
been
you
in there
are.
for a long time, but I mean,
Yeah.
I just I love everybody so much, and you feel the love. You feel very loved when
Yeah.
you walk in. When you walk in,
We have
all
an
the
awesome
time.
family.
You,
Yeah.
I mean,
We
y'all
do.
do. Y'all have an
Mhm.
amazing. I say it all the time. I tell Troy that all the time. I'm gonna cry thinking about it, but y'all do. Y'all have such a. I mean, like when my daughter got sick, it was just amazing. The people that I mean, how it just amazing. But anyways, thank you for coming.
You're so welcome.
I really do appreciate it. You can go take Jill's spot.
Okay.
No, you don't have to leave yet.
We'll be right.
We're back. Okay, so now I have another guest. I have Jill, who is Aunt Donna's daughter. So Jill and I are around the same age, right? Of course, we're about the same age.
We won't say our age.
And
but yeah.
and you know, always love Jill. And she's the one that's kind of called her, and my girl started going to do the cookies and all that. But anyways, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
having us.
coming.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. So, what can you add?
Well, we built our house in '02, and so we started doing cookies at my home then.
Yeah, that's
which was a little bit
yeah.
larger. And so, but I only had one oven. And so I contacted a friend that has a grocery store in the area, and he allowed us to come cook in his convection oven. Once they finished baking the breads for the store, he allowed us to come and cook in the store and finish up our cookies there. So I actually was like the gopher when I first started helping. I was running here, running there, getting this, getting that.
From oven to oven.
Oven. I'm not one that likes to sit there and roll. I don't mix the dough. I'll cut sometimes if they need me to cut. I'm timing everything in the oven. And then, so we did my house for a couple years, and then we went to Mom's house. And so at that point, I was the one running between the oven outside, the oven in the house, and the shed oven.
That is
and
insane.
trying to keep everything on time, you know, and not burn the cookies.
We have burned some.
Yeah, we have burned some in the past.
Really, y'all have it like it's magic now. I showed up at the
with
right
that,
time.
with that convection oven, it's unreal.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh, in about 10 minutes, we can cook 5 trays, big trays.
It's
of
about
cook-
14 minutes.
Oh, 14
14
minutes.
14
okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
So, Dad, pull up some of those pictures, like when Lindsay and I came. So last year was the first year that I came. It's the first time I got to experience this. And this is at Aunt Donna's house. Well, it's not her house. It's her house in the back of the house.
It's in the shed.
Well, it's not a shed.
It's an outdoor
It's
kitchen.
an outdoor kitchen. Well, it's really.
It's a
not-
gathering place.
How about this? It's like a small home. It's really nice. I love it. It's like just cozy. It's like a little cabin in the back. But anyway, so Jill, why don't you explain like what I'm doing with Pearl?
Okay, what Lori's doing, they had rolled out some of the dough there, and they're placing the figs. And we had a hard time over the years being able to like press the figs out in an even,
Yeah,
steady
we
motion.
used to use a cookie thing,
Yeah.
but that was so hard to mash it to get them out.
So then we went to Ziploc bags, and they pretty much work the best because we can refill the tops and snip the bottoms. And so you're just pulling out the figs onto the dough there. And then the finished product is on the table, and some of those are iced and some of those have yet to be iced.
Okay, yeah. So that's Pearl and Lindsay. The kids love to do the icing.
Yes.
And y'all are so nice, letting the kids just get in there and start working and icing, and because they're messy for sure. I don't know, I was pretty messy this year. I dropped this. How many times have I dropped it?
I'm not going to say, but I did help wipe up the floor afterwards.
I know. I dropped the knife. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. But anyways, so yeah, so Dad, move it to maybe this year where we started. Okay, so what is this lady's name? I love her. She's
Sandra.
She just mixes that dough.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's one of Mom's friends.
She's one of my friends, and she's an Italian. So in their family, they used to bake fig cookies too.
Really?
But over the last few years, she's been coming with us and making fig cookies because she doesn't have a whole lot of family left. So there's.
But the return thing is that she makes me pina lattes.
Yeah.
That's another little cookie and she'll make those.
Wait, so that's a cookie?
Yeah, it's just a fried dough
with
and then
sugar,
it's cooked sugar on top, and it's my favorite.
I probably would
but
be
Jill
mine
doesn't
too.
like figs. Then.
Yeah, I don't even eat the fig cookies.
You don't?
No, and Angela didn't eat them at first either, but she likes them
Angela,
now.
you didn't eat them either?
I didn't used to eat them when we
No.
first started.
I still
didn't
don't
like
eat them.
figs.
I'll taste them every year
But
to
I like
see
them.
maybe my taste buds are going to change one day.
And you
But-
still don't like them? I wish I didn't.
I like them
No.
now. I didn't used to like them, but I like them
Really?
now.
Okay. All right. And over there, that's Michelle. So that is my sister-in-law
Yeah.
with my daughter. And that's...
They're putting coloring in the icing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Dad, is there another one? Okay, here's some. So explain what's going on here. So is that your sister,
Yeah,
Aunt
that's
Donna?
my sister. That's Audrey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the dough. After we make the dough, we put it in a little pile. So you pick it up and then you
Roll it
You
with
roll
the
it
rollers.
out,
Yeah.
So tell me about those rollers, because I've never seen those
Those
rollers.
are Pampered Chef rollers.
And
Those
they're
are
the
pampered.
best.
They
They're
don't
the best.
stick on them.
And they're
yeah.
easy. You don't need a big rolling pin.
They
you
are the
use-
best rollers ever. So that's
Mhm.
Pampered Chef, because I was like, I
Yes.
meant to ask where y'all got those from.
Mhm.
I can help you out. I'm happy.
You're gonna well then I'm coming to your house for the party. I do, and and this is the other thing I noticed, like it doesn't y'all don't there's nothing that has to be fancy about all this.
Oh, no.
Like you don't have to have a certain thing, like the Ziplocs work amazing. You have to
Yes.
have those rollers, so I do must
Yes.
say
Yeah.
you have to have that.
And the next picture, that's Jill's
That's my grandson.
That's her-
grandson.
Yeah, he decided he was going to join us for a little while, and he really enjoyed. He loves to cook and bake,
I love
and
that.
so he really enjoyed doing that. And he's fixing to be 9.
And he loves fig cookies.
Yes, and he loves fig cookies.
and see, they cut them with scissors. That's I
Yes.
was surprised when I saw that
well,
y'all
but
cut
we used
them.
to cut them with knives.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just found a way to make things go
Faster.
easier,
I mean-
smoother, faster.
I know Angela. I know we can't see you, but she was on that table. That's her in the background on the
Yeah,
first
with the
picture.
hat,
Yeah,
cutting.
the hat, and
Yeah.
she was, the
Cutting.
ones I was bringing over that were all messed up. I think she was fixing.
She was fixing
Yeah,
it.
once they get to the table where they get snipped, they sometimes if the dough's really thick or if they shrink up,
Yeah.
they'll have to roll them out.
Oh yeah,
to
she
make
was.
them
She was
longer. Yeah.
fixing a lot of them. I saw
Yeah,
her. Yeah, I
yeah.
saw you fixing
So
over there.
at that point, then they go to the pan. And yes, I do not like fig cookies. So then they go to the pans, and I mean, you have to put them like seam down, because if you put them seam up, then they're going to bust open. So I mean, you have to pay attention to everything that we're doing whenever we, doing this.
And,
And
you see, she's just putting the cookies on the sheet, and she's watching what she's doing. Catherine.
Right.
Yeah. So
my
that's your
That's
daughter-in-law.
my daughter-in-law. Yes.
Okay. Yes. That's Wes's
Yeah.
wife.
Wes's wife. Yes.
Okay.
And they came from Lake Charles to do
And I don't think
Yes.
she eats the cookies.
She doesn't
but
eat the
Wes
cookies,
loves
but
them,
Wes
so
loves
she
them.
comes for Wes.
And I saw Wes open up a can of what was that? Was that blueberry?
Blueberry.
At the end, I don't like the fig cookies, so
That
they
was
do.
so sweet.
Well, they do
Apple.
apple filled some for me, and then of course Wes this year wanted blueberry filled.
we did
and so we
blueberry.
did both.
That was so
at the
nice.
end,
That was so nice. All right, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you
So-
are, Angela, and that's
Yeah.
your daughter.
Yeah, that's
That's-
Angela's
That's
That's
daughter.
her-
Kristen,
that's her
yeah,
daughter.
and then that's Catherine, my
That's
daughter-in-law.
Catherine.
And then in the other picture, that's Peanut, Courtney, and Pearl, and they're putting the filling in. I think it was what it looks
Yeah.
like. They're putting the filling in.
And the first picture is the figs that are in the pan that we grind.
So what a lot of
The day
people
or so
don't know
before.
is 2 days before, Mom and Dad have done this since we started doing it. They have to, well, actually in the summertime when figs are ripe,
Mhm.
People will give mom figs. We don't have fig trees. People will bring over figs, and she cooks them down. I have a really good friend that has a really good tree. And last year, I think she had, not this past year, but like the year before,
we had,
she gave mom like 10 gallons of figs.
Right.
So
and I
of
cooked
that,
them,
they all have to be cooked down,
cleaned,
right?
ste-
Cleaned and cooked.
destemmed, cooked.
So a lot of prep goes into this, like
Mm.
that people don't even see.
Yeah,
Right.
we just
Right.
see when I show up.
It's
it's
all ready.
all
It's all
done.
ready.
It's like just go squeeze the stuff and
Yeah.
roll it and ice in it. I mean, you know, so
like in the fig mixture, you got pecans, you've got raisins, you've got dates, you've got honey. We put orange zest in them because that's what the recipe calls.
We don't
for.
know why some of these
Yeah.
things are in the recipe, but they are, like pepper.
Black pepper.
Yeah.
We don't know why, but it was on the recipe from Mama Amanda, so we just put black pepper.
isn't
in
that
'em.
crazy? All right, Dad, is there another? Oh, there. So there's
That's
the
my
oven.
dad.
And that's the
That's
oven.
the oven, and
That's
that's
the
my
oven.
dad. And he does do oven duty also.
Yeah.
He, we got to turn them when they're in there because that convection oven blows heat, and so it
You got to
it
spin 'em
browns
around.
some of them. So you just
Yeah.
got to spin them around at 7 minutes so that they all brown nicely.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's a big help too because he's mans the oven.
Oh, he's
now.
a huge.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yes.
a huge help.
But he loves fig cookies, so
Yes.
don't worry. He
I
gets,
hate
he gets his reward.
And what I remember being young, like the first few times I did help at Momo's house or whatever, my dad is one of 6. And so the men would literally come out of the woods and like Aunt Marie's husband and Aunt Kat's, like they would come at lunchtime. They would eat their lunch. And then by that time we were putting icing on the cookies. And so they had their dessert too. But of course there was a cake or two always waiting.
Yeah.
But a lot of times some of the brothers would come out and they would get fig cookies to take back to the camp
Mhm.
Of course they would.
for everybody to have a little
They show up at the
sample.
perfect time.
Exactly. That's what men do
Yes,
most of the
yes.
time.
Men always showing up at the perfect time,
Yeah.
huh?
Yep.
Okay. And so what? So Dad. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
So that's some of the finished products. And so what we try and do at the end, you can't layer them while they're wet because they'll all stick. So as soon as we can, we start putting one layer, and we do these aluminum pans. And then we typically leave with about 3 layers at the end of the fig cookie making day. So that's me and Kristen, Angela's daughter, and we're putting those in there. The other middle picture is just the cookies. And the top picture is
And
my
we
dad.
had, and we had like 3 tables of.
Oh yeah.
No,
there was 4 tables.
4 tables
Yeah.
full of
4
cookies.
tables full of cookies.
Yeah.
And see in the background, you can see the trays.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's my dad in the upper picture on the right, then me, and then Lindsay, Peanut, and Laurie. So, and then the bottom picture is my cousin Terry, and she always comes to help.
She does. She was manning the icing with the little
Yes,
girls.
she made all the icing
I
this
know.
year.
She was having.
And that's her and her daughter Elena. And then this was the first year that Harper and Riley
Riley
came, and they're twins. And so they came, but they slapped a little icing on, but they preferred to play outside with Pearl and Sophie. And
Oh yeah,
James,
they were all having
yeah.
so much
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And who's the lady back there too? There's another lady.
That's
That's
Monica.
Monica.
She's
Monica,
a good
she's
friend
so
of mine.
nice. I
She's the
love
lady
her.
that has
She's
the
the
figs.
pig lady.
She's the
Yeah.
pig lady.
Oh, she's the fig lady,
Yes.
and she was also brought the banana dessert.
Yes.
That looks like I'm
Banana
telling.
cheesecake is what she brought.
Yes. So I'm just going to tell you from living in Baton Rouge, I was like, oh, who went to Ambrosia? No, nobody went to Ambrosia. She did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
and it was better than Ambrosia. Sorry, Ambrosia, it was. It was just really good. Is that okay to say? I don't know, but it really was. All right, Dad, is there another one? Oh, here we go. So that's the whole thing. Tell them about the meatballs. That's the whole, we eat
All right,
lunch.
so Mom makes the meatball and spaghetti, and of course we have to make it a day before because it's just too much going on that day. So for 3 days, she goes nonstop.
For 3
so she
days.
made all the meatballs and the sauce, and the next picture. And let me back up because with the meatballs, Mom does the meatballs, and we ball spaghetti there, and everybody else just brings a side dish.
Right.
Whatever you want to bring, whatever. Angela makes this awesome cabbage casserole.
Oh, that was so good. Oh my gosh.
It was very good. Very,
Like,
very
I wish
good.
I had it right now. It was so good.
Yeah. And then behind Mom and Dad's outdoor kitchen is a pasture, and we have cows and stuff. And so the kids always like to come play with the cows and the horses and call them to the fence.
So wait, I got to tell you, that is your cows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
And y'all had a pony, and I didn't put the
Yes.
picture of the pony, but Wes went out there, and Pearl and your granddaughter was out there, and Sophie, and they were standing up on the little fence, and Wes called them, and they
Oh, yeah.
they
Oh, yeah.
came, and they just all started running. They were like, "Oh my gosh, they were having so much fun. They loved it.
Yeah. And then the next one's the golf court because the kids kind of got tired of doing the cookies. And so they jumped on the golf court and James was chauffeuring them around. And that's my other two little grandkids are on the golf court in the front with him. And then that's Pearl and Sophie and...
Oh, that's...
Is that Caroline?
I think that's not Caroline. Is that Cindy, Chucky's
Oh,
sister?
yes, that's Camille. That's
Camille.
Cindy, yeah, that's Cindy's little granddaughter, Camille. Yeah.
And and I'm going to tell you, I know we're making, and Aunt Donna, you do so much. You always do so much,
Oh,
though.
I love to cook, though.
I know you do.
That's
but
her hobby.
Yeah.
I know, but it's still,
I eat with them every night, so...
I'm building a house across the street. That's okay. I'm coming. But, it's the family to getting together. The kids have so much fun. It's just such a memory. You don't realize, like, when you get older, I don't remember a gift. I don't remember anything anybody ever in my entire life gave me. But I remember so much family stuff. And it's so, so, so important.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I met you this year. And I'm so those are such a bonus, such a plus to meet like good family, good people. And y'all's family is like just the best. So I'm honored that I'm a part of y'all's family.
Well, we're glad to have you as a
Yes.
part of it.
I'm honored to be in there.
Lena and Henry did well.
They
Yeah.
did.
They
They
did.
did. They really did. And just everybody's great. So, Dad, what's our next? Is it was our
We're
video?
going to watch all of this in live motion here now. We got a video that'll show many of the steps together. And ladies, you can tell us what's going on.
Yeah, and so Aunt Donna, that's what I was going to tell you. Aunt
That's-
Donna works non-stop. I never see the woman sit down ever in her life anytime I'm around. So tell them what you're doing.
Okay, this is all the wet ingredients that go in the dough. We have 9 eggs, and then there's sugar and milk and butter and Crisco and vanilla.
And you have to melt the Crisco on the stove, butter in the microwave. You have to heat the
melt
milk.
it all so it's kind of warm. It makes the dough easier to fool with.
And that's Terry doing the icing.
Yeah, she's
and
doing
Sophie.
And they make their own icing, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That is good.
I know, huh? So tell them what they're doing over
Well,
here.
they're rolling some dough. The dough is up there, and they're gonna roll it and put. See, I'm getting another batch of the wet ingredients ready to go in the dry ingredients, and but they roll it out and put.
And
the
I love
figs
how
in it.
Aunt Donna measures everything.
I don't know. I measure.
I know you
So.
She doesn't cook with many recipes, but this is
No.
one that she does try
No,
to follow.
she knows. But like, look, she knows. It's
And
great.
you got to mix it up, and then you got to put everything else that goes in it. So.
Yeah. So, Dad, do you have any questions?
When do we eat?
We're getting to that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That's
we'll
what
get
you're
there.
getting.
But
The
you see, I'm
melted.
getting the melted Crisco and the melted butter and putting it in there, but it's kind of warm, so a lot of times you gotta use the mixer so it doesn't cook the egg mixture. Sometimes
Oh,
I forget
wow.
it. Sometimes I forget it in the microwave and it gets a little too warm,
Okay.
But I'm doing too many things at one time.
Well,
so
no,
it's-
you're doing everything.
yeah,
No
so
one's
it's kind of
no one's helping you.
yeah.
I feel bad now.
Yeah,
Well, but you-
help here and there.
Yeah, but you can't do it's just
Right.
it's a one person thing. You can't because you got to melt the butter in the microwave, then you got to heat the milk, and so it just it's steps you go through. Now I'm getting ready to pour it into the dry mixture of the flour.
So was that milk you poured
Yeah,
in there? Okay, I didn't.
It was
know.
heated milk.
It was heated warm milk.
So everything
It's
has
in
to
the
be warm.
microwave.
Yeah.
Everything has to be warm. I didn't.
Well,
know
it
that.
just makes the dough. It just makes it. I don't know. I can't explain it.
You have to have a good dough when
Yeah.
you're doing fig cookies.
And our
Okay.
dough. We like our dough. Our dough. We think our dough is one of the best.
Well, obviously, I
It's
love
very
the dough.
good. And I see Sandra's gonna.
And the hands. I love
Yeah.
the hands.
Well,
that
you
you mix
can't
it.
mix it with anything. You got to do it with your hands. It
I
doesn't
love
do
that.
it to mix it.
I think that's
But
amazing.
you see, now it'll be wet there, but I'm going to add flour to it till it gets to the consistency that we need, for it to be to roll it out.
Yes.
But I will add flour until because you have a feel for it. Once you start fooling with it, you have a feel for it.
Do you know how much flour we went through on that day?
Okay, that's a question I want to know. How much flour?
I
How-
bought 48 pounds. I had 4 12-pound bags, so I had 48 pounds of flour. And we had maybe 2 pounds left in the bag.
How about sugar?
When the sugar wasn't, we
Not a
don't
lot
use
of
a whole
sugar.
lot of sugar. It's
Yeah,
just,
don't.
I had a 10-pound bag and we didn't use quite all of it.
What about
But
eggs? How many eggs?
we had.
How many did you buy?
I bought a box of 60, and we had 3 cartons of 18, and I used almost all of them. I did
my
have a few
gosh.
left, and we used we had 4, 6, maybe 7 pounds of butter.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, it takes 2 sticks of butter with each. You see how the dough is getting?
Yes.
It's getting.
Look, you're
know.
telling me. Yeah.
Look at my mouth.
No, you were telling me about because I was asking those questions,
Yeah.
and you were like, you don't want
You
it to
see,
be
it's still
sticky.
it's still a little too sticky. I probably will have to add a little more.
Or they add more on the table.
Yeah, they do add a little more.
That's what you were telling me.
She usually
too.
puts one out, and somebody tries it. Try it, because sometimes it'll take just a little flour that you have on the table to
get
roll it. Yeah, to get
And
it
that's
to the
my
right.
nanny rolling right
That's
there.
your nanny?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my nanny.
Oh, yeah.
World's best nanny.
Oh,
Oh,
love the nannies.
yeah. You see, it was good because my sister did it with a little bit with flour, and so it was good enough with the little bit flour we had on the table. So
Yeah, she started working
Yeah.
with it.
and you
Yeah.
see, it really rolls good.
So now your sister is
Yeah.
coming as part of.
Yeah, well, she comes, but she doesn't eat fig cookies either. Okay,
Really?
mm-mm.
Oh
She
gosh.
just comes and
to help work. There's so
yeah.
much to do, and it's fun.
Well, and she fixes boxes for people at Christmas time,
Uh-huh.
so she'll put some fig cookies in her boxes. You know, she makes
I love that.
she makes the fruitcake cookies and stuff like that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
mhm.
Well, that's what I like getting. I love getting homemade, like
Mhm.
baked little treats for
But you see, we
Christmas.
put the dough in little piles, and that's what you
And you
take.
can see in the
and
corner they're filling their little strip that they
Oh, yeah.
rolled out, and they just roll it over.
Yeah. And look, it looks so. These ladies make it look so easy. Like the first time I did it, it's hard. And like again, Angela was fixing mine and Pearl's.
But see, you can see how she's kind of rolling.
Yeah,
it
see, I didn't
after.
do that to mine. See, I didn't do that. And that's why mine were looking so bad.
But they'll
at
do it on the
first.
table too, the cutting
Yeah.
table.
Yeah,
know.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Angela, I
Yeah.
would bring mine
'Cause,
to
I mean,
Angela.
nobody rolls the dough out the same thickness. Some of them are thinner and some of them are thicker. Well, when you got thicker dough, that's what makes the cookies, really puff up.
Yeah, I like it like that, to be honest with you.
Well, I like dough. I like the dough.
Me
I like more
too.
dough because I'll find a cookie that doesn't have much figs in it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I used to not like figs, but I do eat them now. But I usually find one that doesn't have a lot of figs in it.
And you would rather eat, the
I like
dough.
to find the end because a lot of times there's not a lot of figs on the end of a roll, on that line. There's not
Okay.
a lot of figs on the end, so that's the ones I take because
There's James cutting with his scissors.
So there you go. So you can tell that's what are they doing at this table again?
They're
Remind
cutting the
everybody.
roll comes to this table and then they
See,
cut.
there's
it. So
Angela.
yeah.
She's fixing it. She's. That wasn't one I gave.
She's
you.
probably barking orders too while she's
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, see, and they're just cutting.
And
them.
so, like Catherine, you can see her walking out with the pan on, setting it aside. Once that pan got full, then she'll get
put
another pan.
And it's constant. That's
Yeah.
what people don't realize. It is a working. It is like.
Oh yeah, we
It
didn't
is-
take a break till when we ate lunch at
Yeah.
11:30, 12 o'clock.
I know, and so.
And then there's Dad at the oven.
Yeah.
He's got all the pans in there.
Look at all of them cooking.
He's
And look,
probably flipping them.
and no, he actually.
Oh.
Well, not he wasn't. He
He was
flipped them,
taking those out.
taking those out. He
Okay.
has so many different, and he knew.
Which
Which
pans?
ones? Yeah.
Yeah, he knew. He kept track to all that. And look, he put the timer on.
We set it for 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Each time. Yeah.
Like he knows what's. I mean, he knows how to. He knows what he's doing. I know. I was out talking to him, and we took the volume off, and I said, "So what do? You bring it in there, and what do they do?" And he's like, "Well, they do whatever they got to do."
He's not a cook.
I know.
He's
Well,
not a cook.
being married to you, I mean, who would? I mean,
But his other brothers cook, but he doesn't.
I know.
I don't think he can boil water.
Oh, that is so funny.
It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. So he brings it in,
Yeah.
and then
We let them cool a little
Yeah.
while, and then we take them off and
Put them on the table. They have to be cool before you put the icing because
Right.
the icing will just run off if they're not cool.
yeah. So we let them cool on the table for a while. There was a fan, and we had the air conditioner on and everything. And we
Yeah.
had a fan so that they would cool.
yeah.
pull it off. But that was the gist of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know it's so cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm just glad I'm getting to be a part of it, and my my grandkids are getting to be a part of it, and Lindsay and them are getting to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Peanut had a great time too. Remember, she didn't
Yeah.
come.
Oh no, but yeah,
She
that
didn't
was
wanna
good
come
time.
That was
last
her
year.
first time,
Yeah.
but now, I mean,
Yeah.
now they're like, when are we doing the cookies? You
Yeah.
know. So, anyways, but I wanted to. But wait! I gotta show. I'm leaving. I gotta show the cookies, and we're gonna since Dad is in the hen house right now with all us ladies, he's gonna be the taster. So, wait, Dad, how can I show it? Oh, there it is. Look, these are the cookies that
They
we made.
look
I'll hold them
good.
up. Look how good.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't that look
That's a
great?
big cookie.
That is a big
That's
cookie.
one of the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are so good. So, Dad, we're going to let you be the taster.
Well, if it's a fig cookie and it's made by these ladies, I'm eating it.
Yes. Okay. So, here, I'm going to bring you one. There you go. And you got to give us your,
Honest opinion.
be honest now.
Yeah.
It only needs one thing,
What?
and that's a
Glass of
cold milk. They're great. They're great,
I know.
ladies.
And I have to thank Jill. All my cookies are at home. And, of course, I'm doing the show today, and I didn't bring any cookies. And I didn't even bring a platter or anything. So thank you, Jill, for thinking of all that. When I called her,
welcome.
she's like, "Do you have the cookies?" I was on the interstate. I was like, "Oh no, I don't have the cookies."
We hadn't left yet, though.
I was
so-
like, "Thank God." I mean, I could have always went back and got them,
That's
but
okay.
thank you for bringing it, and thank you for your beautiful platter to have them on. And Angela, I know they can't see you, but thank you for coming. I'm really, really glad you came, and you added so much. And Aunt Donna, love you. Thank
Love
you
you
for
too.
coming. And I really think people are going to enjoy this. What do you think, Dad? I think.
Absolutely. If they're human beings, they will like. Now, they might not like the fig cookies because they're not a fig person, but we
Right.
can teach them how to like a fig cookie.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't think I like.
Maybe there's hope for me.
Yeah, well, look,
Yeah.
yeah.
It could happen.
I don't know if I liked fig cookies when I was younger, but I eat anything that has icing on it. So there you
Oh.
go. All right. Well, thank y'all, and have a safe trip home.
Thank y'all. For
Yeah, and I
having
want to
us.
tell everybody before they leave, they're from Livonia, right?
Yep, Point Could Be Parish.
Point could be, and I guess that's it. Huh?
Yeah,
I just want to let everybody know where all this is going down in Livonia. I mean, such a beautiful place to live, so peaceful.
Mhm.
I love
Wouldn't
your
trade
house.
country life for anything.
No.
No, I know you wouldn't. I mean, every time I come back, I'm like, I really want to live there because it's so beautiful, and I mean,
Quiet.
it's quiet, it's peaceful, and everybody's so nice. I mean, everybody.
And they cook.
And they cook. Oh my gosh. Troy would be in hog heaven. Duty would be, all of us would be in hog heaven. But anyways, all right. Well, thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, so much. And we'll see you, everybody, on Monday.
Oh yeah, Monday.
We have a special edition of the Honey and Harry Show, and Santa Claus is coming.
Santa's coming to
Yes,
town.
indeed. Absolutely. So tune in. We love you guys. Take
All right.
care.